If you'd like to see how I customize these children's Crocs with rhinestones, pearls, and charms, keep watching this video. Hey YouTube, today I'm going to be embellishing these white Crocs. They are junior size 4, okay? I also did her mom's shoes as well, so I'll have that video uploaded also, and you can check that out. So I'm just gonna get right into it. I have done Croc videos before. So the main thing and the most important thing you want to do first is you want to sand them with some sandpaper. You can buy sandpaper from your local Dollar Tree or your local hardware store. This is what mine looks like. I have plenty more, but I just want to try a different method. So you can either use this and just give it a nice scrub like that, which I've already done off camera before the video started. Or if you don't have that, you can use a good nail file. This worked pretty good as well. Just like that. Very simple. You just want to get whatever that little shiny coating is off the shoe. You want to make sure it's nice and scuffy, so when you add your E6000 glue, that's important as well. Make sure you use E6000. Right now, this is the best glue to use for this type of project. It is very strong, so you do want to make sure there's a window open or a fan blowing. So I'm going to go ahead and jump right into it. Then you can also take any alcohol. You want to make sure you wipe all that dust from sanding the shoe off. Wipe it off very, very well. It's very important to wipe your Crocs off really good with some alcohol. Don't forget this step. Jump right into it. These are going to be a freestyle. I always ask people if there's a certain favorite color that they have or a color that they want to stay away from. They pretty much just let me do what I want, but she said her daughter's favorite colors are blue, white, and yellow. So I did make a few charms. I showed you how to make these charms before. I didn't particularly show you how to make the dice charms, but it's the same method if you watch that video on what I used and how I did it. So I made these charms. I like to make charms when I do my Crocs to make sure that they stand out even more from everyone else's, just for a more personalized look. Other people may have Crocs that are embellished or customized, but because I make my charms, they shouldn't look anywhere close to what I'm doing. And I like that whole idea. Then I am going to add a couple, not exactly sure which ones yet. It depends on how they lay. It depends on how they lay and how they fit. I'm going to also add 1 or 2 luxury charms. I do have a link if you'd like to know who my vendor is, where I purchase my luxury inspired charms from. Or I also have the charms for sale on my website. Here are a few other here are a few other charms that I made myself. And I just like to make sure all the holes are full before I go ahead and start gluing things on. So let's get started. Okay, so what I'm doing now is just filling all the holes on the Crocs. I like to make sure they're all filled up. This is what I do before I add anything onto the shoe. I always start with the charms first. The shoe looks once I added all the charms. Now, for some reason, this hole is like abnormal and it's smaller than the rest of the holes, and I could not fit a charm in here. This hole is too close to the Dior charm, so I'm just going to cover that up with like a pearl or something because I do not like to see any holes. This hole, of course, has this block in it, so I think that won't be an issue for me. This is too close to this big charm I put here, so you get the idea. I'm just going to still fill these holes in other ways. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I know these look great with just the charms. They look good as they are right now. But I am going to go ahead and continue to add on the bling. So basically, if this is your first time doing this, just think of it as you filling in the spaces. You just want to go in between with everything that you have gathered to put on your Crocs. And just go in between all those spaces and add as much as you can or as little as you can. The great thing about this is that you can customize them the way you want them. I like to pretty much do the same thing each time. Just kind of go along the outer edges and work my way around to the middle. So that's just what I'm doing now. And if you're using bigger stones or bigger bling or spikes, make sure you're adding plenty of glue to hold those bigger items in place. So you're just filling in all the spaces. And these are actually going to be for the, I think she's 9 or 10 years old. These are going to be for her first day of school. And when she received these shoes, she was just so super excited. Like, she was speechless. Her mom gave these to her, and she was absolutely speechless. I saw the video, she sent it to me, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I love her reaction. Like, she was genuinely super excited and so happy, and I just love that. That is like just priceless. So I'm almost finished with this shoe. I'm just kind of closing up this area right here with a couple more stones. And then sometimes I forget to add something to the strap. And somehow or another, I did not record myself adding anything to it. But here are the charms I'm going to be adding to the second shoe. And sometimes I have to move the charms around based on how, if they're not laying flat enough. If it's too much tension on it, you don't want the charm to like pop off. And just as a little feedback, I had did some charms for, I had did some Crocs for my cousin, and I asked her how they were hanging in there. I think some of the spikes or something came off. So I like to fix problems. So if I come across that problem in the future, I know how to deal with it. So what I do now is I make a couple extra charms. And I give people an additional 2 customized charms just in case something pops off and they don't know where it went. For the most part, nothing should be falling off. But sometimes if you move the shoe a certain way, a charm can pop out of the hole. And if you don't know where it went to put it back in, that missing space is not cute. Because I had some slides and I had been kind of wearing them a lot. I looked down and one of my charms were missing. It just kind of popped off somehow. So that's not something that happens frequently. But of course, because I do them, I was able to fix my shoe with no problem and just add something else on top of it. But you don't want your customers to have stuff falling off. Things happen. Some people could be a little rough in their shoes now. So don't just think it's 100% your fault. But sometimes things can come off. So consider making extra charms to give to your customers. Okay, so when you're doing this area, try to not put nothing too big in front of the area where the strap has to swing forward, so the strap can still lay flat enough to where, because most people don't really wear that strap on the back of their foot. I mean, you know, each to its own. So I try to put like smaller, flatter pieces right in this area because I don't want to have like a big spike right there and they try to move the flap forward and it's making something want to fall off. Okay, you guys, so here is the final finished results of these children's size 4 Crocs. I absolutely love these. My goodness. So I think I told you before, her favorite colors are white, blue, and yellow. And then I just added in a sprinkle of pink. And I think I did a little pinch of red. No, I don't know. I did silvers, I did white pearls. I just love this. I absolutely love this. These are so pretty. These are just super cute to start back to going to school in. I mean, I wouldn't have gym in these or wear them every day, but I feel like the first day of school and then every other couple days, maybe these would be great for your child to wear to school. I'm going to do another pair for my daughter. At first, she just was not into Crocs. I did make her a pair with the Kawaii charms back when I first started doing Crocs. Those were my first pair, and everything came off because I used Liquid Fusion. So just make sure you're using E6000. I will be testing some other glues out that are supposed to be better, possibly. So I'll keep you guys updated on that as well. But yeah, my daughter wants a pair because she has been seeing how I've been banging these people Crocs out. And she's like, okay, yeah, I want some Crocs, more Crocs. So I'm going to do her some more. Because I evolved quite a bit since the first pair I've done. So I've gotten a lot better. So that's another thing. If this is your first time making some Crocs, you want to do something for your child and you think it's going to be hard, It's not, because some people barely put anything on their Crocs. Some people just put charms only. And if you just want charms only, that's cool too. Some people put nothing on their Crocs. So if you want to customize them to your liking, I think it's a great idea. Just go ahead and put some charms on there, and then just fill it in with what you have. Whatever pearls or rhinestones you have, just make sure that you're sanding them and that you're using alcohol to wipe them off, because it's so annoying for stuff to fall off. Like you're walking and stuff just falling off on the sidewalk. Or no, just try to make sure that you're prepping them the way you should, and you'll be just fine. So I hope you guys did enjoy this video or receive some really cool inspiration. Give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, or if you found it helpful. Share it on Facebook or with a friend who may be interested in doing something like this. If you need some charms, I do have some available on myroyalradiance.com. I will have a link available so you can purchase those if you want to. And if you want to consider buying them in bulk and you don't have a good vendor, I do have my vendor for sale. That information is available as well. I do encourage people to do their own research. I don't just try to sell anything to people. Do your own research. But thanks to you guys. I greatly appreciate my new subscribers. Hello to you all. Hello to all my subscribers. I am literally almost at 8,000 subscribers, which is amazing. So thank you all for that. And if you're not going to subscribe and you still watch this whole video, thank you so much for stopping by. Thanks again, you guys. Bye-bye.